Alright, hey guys, what's up? It's Asher, and in this video, we have an unboxing from YJ. So before I start, thanks to YJ for sending this to me, I really appreciate it. In here should be the new mini-series. It's like the Zhilong 3x3, Jisoo 4x4, and Jichuang 5x5. I don't really know, but if you don't know, this is a new series by YJ, where it's like a 3x3, 4x4, and 5x5, but they're smaller than average. So the 3x3 is 50 millimeters, the 4x4 is 56, and I think the 5x5 is like probably something like 59 or so. I don't really know what the average size for 5x5 is, but 5x5, 3x3, 4x4. So already, just taking them out, they already feel like really small. This thing feels tiny. But I'll get into the 5x5. I'll go from 5x5 to 3x3 because I don't know, 3x3 is like my favorite event. Okay, so this, and if you can just see that, that is already like extremely small. So yeah. Tensions. All right, first turns. Ooh. This is really interesting. It actually feels like pretty nice. Obviously I'm sort of like locking up right now because it's out of the box and it's pretty stiff. But it sort of feels like a lot of different 5x5. It feels like the MGC and the Volk sort of, where it's like really crispy but also like really like smooth and sort of like bubbly. And also like it's pretty, honestly I'd probably just compare this to like a budget MGC. These are pretty, the outer layer magnets are like barely noticeable. Inner layers are like also barely noticeable. Like if you listen to the Volk, you can hear the magnet. Or if you just hear this, like it's barely noticeable. This is probably why it's a little unstable because the magnets are so weak. But yeah. I'll have to do some, I'll have to play around with this cube and set it up and do some solves, but this already seems pretty promising. I don't think it'll replace my main, because I'm already, pretty satisfied with my Volk. This is a little small, but you never know. I didn't think other cubes would be my main, and then they became my main. So yeah, it's the Jichuang 5x5, I think. Now it's the Jisoo 4x4. Ooh. Okay, this looks pretty small. First turns. Ooh, okay, this is pretty interesting. Whoa. It's actually, pretty good. So, right off the bat, it feels smaller than my main. My main is the Aosu GTS2 right now. And I don't really have that cube to compare it to because I'm moving in a few days, so pretty much most of my cubes packed up right now, except for, 5 or so. So, it's packed up, so I can't compare it, but it's really small. And the weird thing about this tube, so on this tube, the outer layer is faster than the inner layers, but on this tube, the outer layers are actually surprisingly slow, whereas the inner layers are really fast and effortless. But this tube actually doesn't feel too bad. It's really small though, so I might not use this tube as my main, but I'll do a solve on it. But like the MGC4, it's pretty loose out of the box. YJ makes the cubes pretty loose. I remember the MGC6 was I popped right away, so did MGC4. I'll do a solve. Okay, 39, that's actually really bad considering I was 32 or 33. But this tube is gonna have to take some getting used to. I was doing a lot of outer layer turns, and since the outer layer is much slower, it's much more difficult to do outer layer turns. And it's also pretty loose and unstable, so it's also pretty stiff. So I'll have to do a lot of braking and moving and stuff. But this feels like a budget MGC5, and this one feels like a budget MGC4. So now that was pretty good. So now on the 3x3. This one is probably I don't know what it's gonna feel like because YJ doesn't really have any flagships. They have the MGC Elite. This one kind of looks like the Yulong V2M. It's really small, compared to my main WRM, it's really small. First turns. Whoa. It actually turns really well. This is really fast. It's pretty loose. This isn't actually that bad. So I'm gonna wipe it down. This one has the most factory lube on it. This one had not too much. This one had none at all. So I'm just gonna wipe this down. But it honestly feels pretty nice. It's kind of hard to describe. It sort of feels like the Yulong V2M, but that tube sort of felt like soft to this one feels like much like crispier and like crunchier. This one kind of feels like a Yulong V2 and like a Volk sort of. It's really small though, which, I mean, that's the point of this series. But I don't particularly like that. So I'll just do a solve. I haven't done much tubing recently, so might not be that good. Nice. I'm gonna do another. Oh, 670 plus 2. So this tube, it's pretty good. My times are obviously not gonna be like that good because, you know, it's very small. It basically fits in my hand. Like this one, it's like this, but this one, it's like this, I guess. It is very small though. Like, I don't see myself use this. Maybe it's like a one hand because, I don't know. Smaller cubes with light magnets are good for one hand, and this one has light magnets, which I forgot to talk about. The magnets are kind of light. This one, inners and outers are pretty much the same. This one, outers, yeah. So, this one is like the best so far though. But these are all like, none of them are actually that bad. Like, I wouldn't say any of them are bad. They just need work. So huge thanks to YJ for sending me this. I really appreciate it. I'll have some solves in the video on my thoughts, and I'll leave YJ's social media in the description. So thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you guys next time. Alright, so now I'm gonna do a follow-up on the tubes. So it's been a couple weeks since I got the tubes. The reason I've waited so long to like make the follow-up is because I moved. A bunch of my stuff was in boxes. I didn't really have access to it. So it's not just me being lazy, it's just me like being unavailable to make it. But now I'm making it. I've had some time to formulate some opinions on this tube, so I'll let you know. So I'll start with the 3x3. This is the Zhilong. I'm gonna be straight up and say it. All these tubes are really good. They're just way too small. This is the 3x3. The turning is very good. I lubed it to make it more controllable since it was really, really fast out of the box, and now it's better. Magnets are good. Everything about it is good, except for it's just too small. Like compared, this is my main, the WM 2020. And if you just see the size difference, like if I get a 2x2, it's basically like turning a 2x2 for a 3x3, which is, I just don't like it. It's too small. If it were bigger, it'd be very good. If it were bigger, it'd honestly probably be my OH main because it has really good turning. But I just can't see myself like actually like using it. Like even for like just like casual solves, it's just way too small. Plus solving on it, like my cube already feels pretty big right now. Like it feels bigger than normal just by doing like a couple turns on that. So that's why I don't really like solving on it. It's still a good cube. Like everything about it is good, except for it's just too small. The Jisoo 4x4 is actually like the best one. Like if this were bigger, like it would 100% be my main. It basically feels like, it basically feels just like an MGC, but like a tiny bit like worse. But it still feels really good. But again, like this is better than my main. My main is bad. I'm getting a new one soon, but my main is bad right now. So like, I haven't practiced 4x4, but even when I do practice, I use this cube. But if I went to a competition, I would just use this one because I just can't use this one. It's too small. Like this is my main. It's bad, but like it's a good size. This is good. Like if this were bigger, it'd 100% be my main. Like I don't. It's just too small. 5x5. I'm gonna be honest with you. I just don't really like this one. I can't get through the times. I've tried setting it up and tensioning in it. It just locks up too much. It still feels a bit stiff for some reason. Like I don't know why, but I'm already like really happy with my 5x5. My Volk is pretty good. Like I average like 115 on this and like 107 on this. So like, yeah, I just can't get good times. Like the cubes are good, but I just can't get good times, and I can't see myself using this. I'm not gonna have any solves because when I do solves on these, it makes my mains feel so much bigger, and it takes like 100 or 200 solves for my mains to feel normal. So yeah, but thanks to YJ for sending me these cubes. I'd recommend them if you like smaller cubes, like really small cubes, or just like want to have them as like a collector's item. I'll leave links in the description. I'll leave links to YJ's social media. And if you want to buy these tubes, go to the cubicle and use code KIMCHI for 5% off. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.